So these were the work which were done by Sibia since her childhood. So it is very important. She was going with her mother and some other woman now to get a paper grass from the cliffs above the river. When you had enough of it, you could take it down by bull cart to a railhead and sell it to the agent who would arrange for its dispatch to the paper mills. The woman often toiled all day at this work and agent sat on silk cushions smoking a hookah. So now Sibia and with other women, Sibia's mother with other women used to go to the cliff to get a paper grass. And when they cut enough, then they brought it by a bullock cart down to the railhead and then they sell it to the agent who will arrange and send it to the paper mill. Women always busy in their work, but agent sat on cushion and just smoke hookah. So this is the work. Grass, where did they get the grass, and to whom did they sell? What did the agent do? How did they brought the grass down to the railhead? This is also very important. Such thoughts did not trouble Sibia. However, as she skipped along with her sickle and homemade hay fork beside her mother, she could skip on the way out, but not the way back. When you ached with the tiredness and there was a great load to carry. So these all thoughts that she had to cut the grass and no time for other things. She was not troubled with all those thoughts. If she wanted to play, when they went to cliff, she had a chance to skip and went for the other work, but when they come back she is already very tired and she had a load to carry. So on their way back she cannot skip the her way to go outside. Some of the women were wearing necklace made out of lala beads, shiny scarlet seeds, black one and grew everywhere in the jungle. So there is a seed plant which are found some of the area of red color, white color and black color. Women made beads out of those seeds for their necklace. It was best to have a new necklace each year instead of the last year's faded one, and Sibia was making one too. How nice it was going to be here, that rattling swish around her neck. So she furnished along with the lots of necklace, but each seed hard as a stone. She had to be drilled with the red hot needle, and finally needle was snapped. So she must wait till they could buy the another one. So every year they have enough seed or beads to make their necklace, but every time they had to make a hole with the hot needle in the seed. Then they are able to arrange that one. So Sibia is also making one necklace for herself, and she was very excited for that, but her family needle is already broken, so she was waiting for the new needle. Or for strings and strings of grass and blades, anklets, earrings and nose rings, bangles, all those gorgeous dazzles of the bazaar, all her little golden body to decorate. So all these things she wanted to make for herself, whatever she has seen in that market, to decorate her body. Chattering as they went, the women followed the dusty track towards the river. On their way, they passed a Gujjar encampment of grass huts where these nomadic graziers would live for a time until their animals had perhaps finished all the easy grazing within reach. They were not able to sell enough for their white butter and white milk in the district, or there was no one to buy the young male buffaloes for the tiger bait. So when they were going to the river, she saw one Gujjar camp, and nomadic graziers means they shifted from one place to another place. But when they get shifted, when there is no grass for their animals to graze, that is the first reason for their shifting. Second reason, when they are not able to sell their white butter and milk in that area, that is the second reason of their shifting. And third, when they do not have any customer for their male buffaloes to catch the tiger, that is the third reason they will shift from one place to another place. Or perhaps a cattle killing tiger was making a nuisance of himself, then they had move on. So this is the fourth reason. When their animals are attacked by the animals eater tiger, that is another reason that they move from to another place. Sibia glanced at the Gujjar woman as she went past. They wore trousers tight and wrinkled at the ankles, and in their ears large silver rings made out of melted rupees. And one of them was clinking and the stick against the big brass ghadas in which they fetched water from the river for the camp, to see which one were empty. The men and boys were out of camp just now. They with their herd or gone to the bazaar to sell their produce, but one or two buffaloes were standing about, creatures of great fat noses, moving jaws and gaunt black horns. So what did she see? That one Gujjar woman was there. It is her dress. She wore a trouser tight and wrinkled at the anklets, and large ear silver rings of melted rupees. And one of the Gujjar women was just hitting the ghadas, earth ghadas with a stick to check either it is empty or how much water is in that ghada. And they used to go to the river to get the water. And men and boys, they used to go out to sell their produce or where to graze their animals. And she also saw the 2 or 3 buffaloes over there. The Gujars were junglis, and Sibia was too, born and bred in the forest. For countless centuries, their forebears had lived like this. It is used for Gujars that for centuries they have been living in the their and living from it. They have been living in the forest or one place to another place, and they get their earning from the animals, from grass and trees. They stretched their food together and stored their substance in a large herds and silver jewelry. So whatever they earn, they spend their money to buy more and more animals and only silver jewelry. They were men in their wandering pastoral age, not the stone age hunters and not yet cultivators. They were the hunters. They were the men who only depend on the animals, on their grazing or the producers of the animals, but they are not the hunters, and neither they are the cultivators. Oh, now there was a river twinkling between the trees, sunlight beyond the dark trunks. They could hear it rushing along. Now they have almost reached to the river, the woman and the Sibia, and almost they can listen the sound of the water. The woman came out on the shore and made for the stepping stones. Now they have reached near the river, and on the stones they started taking the steps. They had plenty to laugh and bicker about. As they approached the river in the noisy crowd, they girded up their skirts so as to jump from stone to stone. They clanged their sticks and forks together over their shoulders to have a ease of movement. They shouted their quarrels about the gush of the river. So they were laughing, they were talking, they were making too much noise. They just folded their skirt upward to cross the water and started jumping from one stone to another stones. They were talking their forks and cloth or a thread in which they will have the grass. They have kept on their shoulder or the head, and they were shouting about their quarrels and about the river or water of the river. Noise frightens crocodile. The mugger did not move, and all the women crossed in the safety of the other men. Now they were making such a huge big noise that even the crocodile was frightened, and without he did not move, he did not harm any woman, and women easily crossed the river.